Hello, my dear students. How are you? I hope all are good. So, today let we start GK Unit G Incredible India. Chapter number 40 India's Achievements. So, let we start. Let us have a look at some of the incredible achievements that India has attained in varied fields. So, the world's first granite temple in the Brideshwar temple at Tanjore. Okay, Tanjore. The shikara of the temple is made from a single piece of granite. This magnificent temple was built in just 5 years. Okay, between 1004 and 1009 during the reign of Raja Raj Chola. Okay, so next one. Until 1896, India was the only source of diamonds in the world. The Bale Bridge, located in Ladakh Valley between the Dras and Suru rivers in the Himalayan mountains, is the highest bridge in the world. It was built by the Indian Army in August 1982. There are 3 lakh active mosques in India, more than in any other country, including the Islamic nations. 3 lakh active masjid. Shri Padmanabha Shri Padmanabha Swami temple dedicated to Lord Vishnu, located in Tiruvananthapuram, is the world's richest Hindu temple. It has overtaken the Tirupati temple after a vast treasure trove of gold coins, jewels and precious stones have been discovered, which is roughly estimated at 22 billion US dollars, means 1 lakh crore. Algebra, trigonometry and calculus also originated in India. Okay, quadratic equations were used by Sridharacharya in the 11th century. The largest number of the Greeks and Roman use was 10, whereas Hindus use number as big as 1053. So, i.e. 10 to the power of 53. So, with specific names as early as Sal 1000 BC during the Vedic period, even today, the largest used number is Terra 1012, 10 to the power of 12. India is the only country other than the US and Japan to have built a supercomputer indigenously. So the chapter on this chapter only for reading. Okay. So the chapter is in here. Now let's begin the next chapter, chapter number 41. Ancient Universities of India. One of the core strengths of Indian civilization has been its never-ending drive to seeking knowledge and wisdom. So this characteristic is seeing a slight downfall in recent time, but note for the ancient ancestors, the ability to question and debate to arrive at facts was paramount. So this is clearly evident by well-established institutions of arts and learning in ancient India, home to the world's oldest universities that were the center for higher education and cultural exchange in ancient times. Okay, let's come to gain our knowledge by knowing the name of some ancient यूनिवर्सिटीज ऑफ इंडिया यानी कि प्राचीन जो विश्वविद्यालय है वो भारत के फर्स्ट वन इज नालंदा यूनिवर्सिटी 425 to 1205. So Nalanda University in the ancient kingdom of Magadha, thanks to writing 7th century CE of Chinese travelers Xuanzang and Yijing. Okay, students came to one of the most prestigious learning centers in the world, for across to learn from the highly acclaimed teacher at the university. The locations from which students travel for education include Tibet, China, Korea, and Central Asia. Takshila University, 600 BC to 500, means 500 to 600. It is located in modern day Rawalpindi in Pakistan. Takshila or Takshila once upon a time was known as the intellectual capital of India. Okay, it is believed that Chanakya wrote Arthashastra, an ancient Indian treatise on economic policy and military strategy. So during his teaching tenure at Takshila University, Maharshi Charak also composed his medical treatise Charak Samhita there. Okay, Vikramshila University. 800 to 1203. The Indian state of Magadha, now Bihar, was home to another great seat of learning. Vikramshila, along with, formed the era's powerful duo of knowledge and education. Allahabad University in Gujarat. The Vallabhi University was an important center of Buddhist learning and championed the cause of Hinayan Buddhism between 600 to 1200 AD. The Center for Learning in Gujarat was famous for its teaching of secular subjects. So students were enrolled from all over the country. The chapter is in here. Now let's begin the next chapter. Chapter number 42. Miss India and Miss World of India. Look at the picture of some famous Miss Universe and Miss World of India and read the description and write their name. She was born on 19 November 1975. She is an Indian actress. She is an Indian actress and a model and the winner of the Miss Universe 1994 pageant. She was crowned Femina Miss India 1994 at the age of 18. So she is Sushmita Singh. She was born on 16th April 1978. She is an Indian actress, entrepreneur, and the winner of the Miss Universe 2000. She was crowned as Miss Intercontinental in 1997. She is Lara Datta. She made the country proud by winning this Miss Universe 2021 competition. She became the third person to win the title after Sushmita Sen and Lara Datta. Harna Sandhu. So she is Harnas Sandhu. Next one. She is an Indian actress, singer, film producer, philanthropist, and the winner of the Miss World 2000 pageant, one of the highest paid and most popular Indian celebrities. So she is Priyanka Chopra. She is an Indian actress and model who was the winner of the Miss World 2017 pageant. She represented her state of Haryana at the Femina Miss India 2017, where she won and went on to become the sixth representative from India to be crowned Miss World. Manushri Chillan. She is okay. So everyone, the chapter is in here. Now let's begin the next chapter, chapter number 43. India has a parliamentary form of government with the president as the formal head of state and the prime minister as the effective head of state. The president represents the nation but does not rule the nation. है ना? वो इंडिया को मतलब नेशन को रिप्रेजेंट करता है बट वो रूल नहीं शासन नहीं करता उस पर है ना पावर ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट तो प्रेसिडेंट की पावर क्या होती है द एग्जीक्यूटिव पावर्स द प्रेसिडेंट इज द चीफ ऑफ द इंडियन आर्म फोर्स नंबर 2 द प्रेसिडेंट अपॉइंट्स द प्राइम मिनिस्टर the member of the council of ministers and distributes their portfolios the judges of the supreme court and high courts who the attorney general and the governors of the state. The legislative powers. The president can dissolve the Lok Sabha. A bill passed by the parliament becomes a law only when it is signed by the president. The president can issue temporary law ordinances when the parliament is not in session. The financial power. The money bills are introduced with the president's consent. The budget is laid by the president's order. The judicial powers. The president can suspend a death sentence temporarily. Okay. He can remove any judge of Supreme Court of High Court. The emergency powers. The president can exercise his special powers in case of national, financial, and the state emergencies. Okay. WHO elect the president. President electoral college. This people of India. Answer the following question. Let me start the question answers. What is the minimum age required to be presidential candidate? 35 years. Can a president elect the vice president of India? No. Can a president dissolve a parliament? No. Can a president send a bill back to parliament for reconsideration? Yes. Except a money bill. Who take over president's office in case of the president's death? Vice president.
मेरे लाते तरीके
Who was the first president of India? Dr. Rajendra Prasad.
दावत नहीं रहता है मेरा विकास की रू की
Number 7. Who was the first Muslim president of India? Dr. Zakir Hussain. Number 8. Who was the Speaker of Lok Sabha before he became the President of India? Neelam Sanjeev Reddy. Which Indian president declared a state of emergency in 1975? Fakhruddin Ali Ahmad. What is the tenure of a president? 5 years. Question number 11. What former president is also one of the most distinguished scientists of India? So, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Dr. APJ
whenever it's super movie avec
Number 12. Which former president's birthday is also celebrated as Children's Day? Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. Dr. S. Radha Krishnan. Okay? So everyone, the chapter is in here. Now let's begin the next chapter. Chapter number 43. 44. Chapter number 44. Intricate embroidery. Embroidery is the art of decorating a fabric with stitches to enrich or add to its beauty with the time embroidery have experimented with the materials available to them, adopting and refining their techniques. Okay, so some of the most popular embroidery patterns description are given below. Write a specific term using for a particular style of embroidery. Number 1, Lucknow, UP is the homes of the delicate dignity style of embroidery. It is a kind of white thread embroidery done mostly in cotton fabrics. So it is chikankari.
This is
Number 2, extremely delicate embroidery style of Kashmir, which is usually done with single strand of thread, has many floral patterns. Generally, motifs used are of a paisley or almond shape. So, chinar or maple leaf, flowers and leaves. So, this is Kashidakari. Next one. This pattern of embroidery originates from Andhra Pradesh, has a 3-dimension effect and involves needle weaving stitches. Surface embroidery stitches are used extensively, uses beads and thick threads, gives 3D effect. It is Kamal Kadai. Next one. This form of embroidery of Karnataka is basically a darning stitch. Long and short straight lines are used to produce the woven effect. It is Negi. This is the stitching of cut out fabric design. To a background fabric to create a decorative effect. So this is applique. Apply Q. Next one. This style is more popular in Bangladesh. Running stitch with short gaps is used in the embroidery pattern and gives a wrinkle or way effect on fabric. It is Kantha. Originating from Punjab, this art is associated with Jat tribe, the cultivators, and nomads. It is simple, rich, and colorful threads used here have been and a very bright resembling beautiful flower garden. It is Fulkari. Next one. It is an imperial metal embroidery work. ये metal से होती है embroidery. Which uses intricate patterns in gold and silver, studded with pearls and precious or semi-precious stones, enhancing the beauty of the fabric. It is done with a crochet hook using the metallic thread and appears like chain stitch. It is Zardozi. Next one, this embroidery style is the art of using a combination of materials to create an intricate design. In this, a portion of the background cloth is cut out and discarded. So, running and buttonhole stitch are two common stitches that are used for creating design. It is cut work. It is cut work. So, these are the embroideries. Okay, so the chapter is in here. Now let's begin the next chapter. Chapter number 45. Wonders of India. Our heritage of historical monuments is indeed valuable. It speaks volumes about our ancestral culture, focusing on love and glory. Write the name of famous monuments that are described there. You may take help from clue box. So, number 1, It is known as the Whispering Gallery because the gentlest whisper echoes areas across its greatest length. This marvelous acoustical system was constructed by Sultan Adil Shah of Bijapur. It is Gol Gumbaj. Okay, number 2, famous majestic monument of 4 towers built in 1591 by Muhammad Wali of the Qutub Shahi dynasty is clouded in the evenings. This magnificent square archway is supported by 456-meter high towers built to commemorate the end of our local plague. It is Charminar. Number 3, Delhi's first Muslim monuments include a tower commemorating the victory over Delhi's Hindu ruler in 1192. It is engraved with verses from the Quran standing 240 feet high. It excited the envy of a later ruler who started on even larger tower but died when it reached a height of only 89 feet. Qutub Minar. Number 4, a monastic university that flourished from the 5th century until 1199 when it was ransacked by the Afghan invader Bakhtiar Khilji, also known as the place that cut first the lotus. It lies south of Patna. Lord Mahavira, the last Jain Tirthankar, and Lord Buddha re-entered there preaching at the place later it developed as a center of Buddhist learning. So it is Nalanda University. Known as the White Pagoda, it was built in the 12th century. The main building is 65 meters high, okay, surmounted by the mystic bead and flag of Vishnu. Non-Hindus are not permitted to enter the temple. So it is Jagannath temple. Number 6. 200 crore rupees edifice of pink sandstone sprawl across 100 acres on the bank of Yamuna stand majestically with 234 ornately carved pillars and 9 artistic domes. Okay, so taking away the collective breath of a million amers devotees. It is Akshardham. Number 7. Site of a magnificent series of rock-cut cave temples with large sculptured interiors. These were excavated, okay, in the 7th and 8th centuries. The centerpieces is a massive 5-meter three-headed bust of Shiva, representing his manifestations as the creator, the preserver, and the destroyer. So it is the love temple, Elephanta. Number 8. Chandela dynasty built 85 temples, of which only 22 exist now. These temples are designed to lead one's eyes from ground level and upwards to the ultimate heaven Kailash. They are ornately curved, depicting depicting the genius of craftsmen and the king who inspired them. So it is temples of Khajuraho. Okay, so everyone, chapter is in here. Now let's begin the next chapter, chapter number 46. The political history of India is replete with unforgettable personalities. They are unforgettable because of their ideas and deeds, which enhanced India's recognition in global politics. He was a brilliant lawyer and a distinguished scholar of his age. Throughout his academic career, he was an outstanding student, enjoying scholarship yet very simple. He was a freedom fighter and fought for the independence of India. He was never in favor of the partition of the country, as he thought that partition would never be a solution to communal rights. He always emphasized the need of good education for the masses. He was of the opinion that only education ensures full growth of human personality. Write the name of this great leader. So he is Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Okay. Write two of this achievement. Note mentioned in the above description. So one achievement, President of India. One is President of India. And two is Bharat Ratna (1962). ओके, इन्हें भारत रत्न से नवाजा गया था. He was a brilliant barrister, a great patriot and social reformer of his time. His efficient leadership of the Bardoli campaign earned him the title Sardar. He was considered practical, deceives, and even ruthless, while the British considered him dangerous, a master political tactician, and a determined campaigner. He proved to be an equally successful administrator as well. He unified India by persuading the princes to accede to the Indian Union. So, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel or name the commission which the opposed during India's freedom struggle. Simon Commission. He was a great nationalist and president of India, president of the Indian National Congress. He was the founder of the Forward Bloc. He formed Azad Hind Force by recruiting Indian prisoners of war. He is fondly remembered as Netaji. So he is Subhash Chandra Bose. And what award was conferred on him posthumously? Which award? Bharat Ratna मिला था इन्हें. She was elected 4 times as the Prime Minister of the largest democracy of the world. She nationalized banks and abolished privy passes. She declared emergency in India and was called Durga by the leader of the opposition in Lok Sabha, Indira Gandhi. Write one distinct achievement of this personality which diffused political strength of our neighboring country. Formulation of Bangladesh.
Is
He was the second Prime Minister of independent India, though diminutive in physical stature. He was a man of great courage and will. He successfully led India to victory over Pakistan in the 1965 war. Lal Bahadur Shastri. On he coined a popular slogan during the Indo-Pakistan War in 1965. Can you name it? Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. Jai Jawan and Jai Kisan. Okay? So everyone, the chapter is in here. Now maybe let's begin the next chapter, chapter number 47. Chapter number 47, Indian armies. Even this era of nuclear warfare, India can boast of her conventional defense system. Fighting battles, wars, or armies have always brought us laurels. Name the Indian army by reading the description. You may take help of clue box. Number 1. It is maintained at key locations across state and active only on orders from the Deputy Inspector General, the higher level authorities. Provincial, provincial armed constabulary. Number 2. The primary duty of this force is in assisting the state union territories in police operations to maintain law and order and counter insurgency. So it is central.
Nova Hawks. The Yarapri. Begin. Next. And I can know later.
रिजर्व पुलिस इसका मतलब CRP. Number 3. This is a specialized wing of the Indian CRPF to deal with riot and crowd control situation. It is border secure. Number 3. Rapid Action Force. RAF. This force promotes a sense of security among the people living in border areas. It is border security. Border Security Force. It means BSF. Number 5. This force, typically officially authorized and maintained by a sovereign state, the main functions of this post maintained by sovereign states are usually defined as defense of the state, its territory and population. So it is military. The strategic offensive role of his forces projection into areas beyond a country shows the strategic defensive purpose of this post is for frustrate seaborne projection of force by enemies. It is navy. Number 4. The main goal of this force is to keep the people, place, base, weapons, even nuclear, and the surrounding area safe from any threat, including the intrusion by unauthorized people. It is Air Force. Okay. So everyone, all chapters of this unit are completed here. I hope you all are very well understand this chapter. So we'll meet you the next class. Thank you.